device on the wall here, Zappi 2.1, 7.4 kilowatts. And he is a previous incarnation. It isn't the multi-phase, it's one of the original universal socket single phase devices. And as you can see, I'm hoping you can see, it currently has two CTs connected to it, one being grid, one being generation and battery. And it's all monitoring everything lovely. Luckily, this one only has two CT devices connected to it, so that works perfectly with the Zappi GLO. So it's quite exciting. We've got the brand new Zappi GLO EV charger here in the box. Got ourselves a little table set up just so that we can do the unboxing and make sure everything is fully enclosed. As you open it up, some funky new graphics. I will say, the actual box is a lot smaller than the previous Zappi boxes. Probably half the size. Oh, there's the important card. That's the one not to forget. Oh, and if you are aware of what's going on, all this information is quite critical on the back. I don't mind if you guys can see all that because it's going on my house. I'm going to come round and nice and free electric. You crack on, my son. So, one CT clamp. And, yeah. Very nice. So let's get the device out and have a little watch. You can do one-handed, but we shall persevere, as it looks like the way that the cable has been installed into the box is... Oh, okay. Let's get it out. So, cardboard disposed of, and one car charger, so considerably smaller than the previous incarnation of the Zappi 2.1, the multi-phase as it's now known. And yeah, looking forward to working with this. So let's get on with the next bit, which will be taking it apart and removing the old device. So now that we've got the unit on the table, we've undone all these screws, and let's have a look inside the unit. The first observation I do have, and it relates to the packaging, and it's the very first thing I noticed when I took the unit out of the box. With the old Zappi 2.1s, the unit had a cardboard template inside for fixing, drilling and mounting instructions basically. That doesn't appear to be included with the Zappi GLO. And I find that quite disappointing, because that actually did become a very handy little tool to have, so that you could actually offer this unit onto the wall with the cardboard template without having to take the device from the box and mark the wall, mark your height, mark level, and that doesn't appear to be the case with the GLO. But the unit is now loose, and we're going to hopefully one-handed remove the front. And the good thing about this, by the looks of it, is everything is built into the case. So CT connections via a Phoenix plug, back to the old school way with Phoenix connectors. My camera won't focus on them. Phoenix connector plugs, 2-pin, just pop out, and a small little terminal screwdriver goes in there. CT1, CT2 showing on the PCB, polarity orientation, and then you've got another Phoenix connector, live, neutral and earth connections for the front board to connect to the back board. And on the back here, you have your incoming Phoenix, which will take your incoming supply cables. The other thing I've noticed is there is 3 fixing holes in the rear, and there's no bungs. So those 3 fixing holes are quite happily being used, but it doesn't give you any alternative options because I can't see any plugs. That's quite a handy little thing on the back. 3 marked positions embossed inside the case, which gives you a guidance point for cable entry. Quite nice. I can see, for those of you that are in the know, you can see the green ring has been replaced by what looks to be a more suitable fitting white IP rated. And yeah, so far so good. Device itself, really well built. The impact on this one has been tested apparently to ridiculous figures. I'll put all this information as I'm doing the video later. Internally, in the back of the unit, usual thing, nice little My Energy branded PCB there. Internal CTs, all the other usual components, tamper switch there. And yeah, one thing you will notice is there is no Ethernet option on the Zappi GLO. Wi-Fi only 2.4, and we are being told there's no need for Ethernet because the Wi-Fi is good enough. Off, you can see how well this one has survived. Pre-installation, missed the screw. This one's been in place probably 15 months, and yeah, doesn't look too bad inside. Take the ribbon off, you can then just allow that to hang down, and that's it there. And we've got CT1, CT2 connected, so CT2 and CT1 disconnected. We just have an Ethernet cable in here. That is no longer required. Never actually got used to the fact with the Wi-Fi at this point, literally the other side of the wall. So that was never installed in that way. It's always just enough Wi-Fi. And then the old style Phoenix lever arch connectors. And the cables are out. So we're going to do this in real time, just because we want to see exactly how easy this is to install. And typically, I didn't bring the impact driver over to take this one off the wall, and I haven't also taken into account fixing holes are not going to be in the same position on the GLO that they are on the Zappi 2.1. But at the same time, that's not a major problem. We can go and get an STS, impact job, etc. once we've got this unit off of the wall. The one thing I do know is there's probably going to be a exposed hole at the rear of this device coming through the brickwork that I am going to need to reseal with some silicone. Only where we've been adding and removing additional CT tabs. This unit is heavily used for testing our staff, training, etc. And the ironic thing is I don't actually have an EV charger myself. That's right, an EV car vehicle myself. So this is purely for training testing purposes internally with our guys. So that's off the wall. And yeah, I need to do some sealant work on the back of that, but that's fine. So that's the old Zappi 2.1 off the wall, and I reckon that was under a minute. Alright, Steve. So one thing of considerable note is fundamentally the physical size of this unit. You can see here, on top of the old Zappi 2.1, the unit is absolutely redesigned. to a whole new, more compact design. And maybe that'll work, maybe that won't, but we'll be finding out shortly. So, we've got some filler in the wall. Got our stuffing gland in the back of the unit, and we're going to push all these cables through. We are being told the rear entry stuffing gland will still apply to the Zappi GLO, as it did to the Zappi 2.1. And straight away, we're back into the wall. So, nice flat surface underneath there. So, get the spirit level out. Check the bubble. That is level. We've got our marksman doing all this slightly slower than I would do normally, purely on the basis of I'm not normally talking this much when I'm working. Others would disagree, but definitely not as vocal doing my stuff. So we then have our 3 marks. So we'll remove the unit from the area. We'll grab ourselves our SDS and we'll pop our holes. They are designed to bite better. Also preference, but we always use the screws. What goes with that inside the fixing pack. So that one there, that one there, that one there. The old tap tap. Okay, so I'm going to face back. Cables feed them through nicely to the back of the unit, and we're going to twist that we've got, which is 20 mil stuffer. This is singles. The other side of the spool is metallic. A small piece of Capex attached to it. So let's slide that on nicely. Remove the twists from the cable, just sit beautifully against the wall. Grab ourselves a screw and a rubber backed washer. And we'll put this top screw in first. I'm quite interested to see how well that stuffing gland is going to work. The reason I say that is on the basis of what the rear entry still applies with these stuffing glands. It looks very proud in the rear of this unit. It does look like it's potentially got the capacity to interfere with the front cover, where all the controls PCB and everything else, but I'm sure we will find out. Give it the old trigger test, and then reset all these points for level. Yeah, that is nicely fixed through the wall, nice and secure. We are going to have a couple of old fittings that aren't going to be needed. They can be removed and filled, but at the moment that's absolutely fine. 2 CTs, 3 incoming supply cables, live neutral and earth. On the back of the unit we have 3 terminals marked up. live neutral there. On the old units we did find a lot of the equipment didn't actually require good lace ferrules. Quite difficult for the units to take the ferrules through the lamp. So on this particular installation, we've gone with the 4mm. It's pro-rated singles, rated at over 32 amps. Length of cable run is probably about 800mm either side of the wall. But the other thing to bear in mind is we are on a sub-lane out to this board, so we will be restricting the use of maximum capacity with this device anyway, not with the old one. But for the testing purposes and everything at the moment, we're just going to get this installed and get it all up and running lovely, and then we will deal with all the smaller interactions of equipment, functions, monitoring, generation, solar, all that kind of stuff. We have a 100 amp. Quite lucky we have an 100 amp main fuse to our property. Not that that matters. All these devices are to be set as if the device has a 60 amp supply. And let's see how easy these go into the terminals. So marked on the back of the box, embossed into the actual casing itself is the order you need to connect. So you have your live, followed by your neutral. A little bit fiddlier than the old unit. It is all being done on the backboard, which weighs a lot less than the other unit did completely. So that does come in play with regards to ease of use, installation purposes. We're at about 15 minutes since we isolated the old Zappi. Just going to check all those tension nicely, dress them around. That's nice. CC clamps, beautiful. So you can just dress these down. So, let's see what we need to do now. So, we always get to the habit of taking photographs. You know, the red and the black CT, the standard CT, supplied by My Energy directly into the solar sort of on this wall. Doing generation monitoring. We've then got an RJ45 Cat 5 style cable that is then supplying our long link back to the grid. That's roughly about 38 meters away. So well within tolerance, well within the requirements that we need for this maximum length. Maximum length is still set to 100 meters. Now we check correct Phoenix connection. A little terminal screwdriver. Let's get that nice and tight. That's our CT1 connection done. We're then running on the blue and the white set cables. We always colour code our installation. Very simple as that. All of our codes on units are done exactly the same way. Everything in a tent is our install. We know exactly which way runs. Everything's been connected. So, CT clamp number 2 is now tug test, absolutely fine. So, now, let's get all this back together. Nicely. So, C1. C2. This is quite fiddly. And obviously due to the size of the unit, it's always going to be. Rest that on my arm. Now I've created a knot for myself. Okay, so that's now located itself onto all the rear connections. We're now at about 18 minutes from start to finish. That cable's actually a lot thinner than the old cable used to be. The old cable used to be really thick, chunky and heavy. This one appears to be a lot better. Still a 3/6mm with CP and PP connections inside. Just looks like the neighbours might blowing some rubbish blow over. So that is all 6 screws now in. Let's just undo this now and unwind the coil. We'll need that shortly when we commission, when we test, certify the device. Just a minute potential environmental factors it's going to have, and then I reckon that unit is on the wall. Looking nice. So what we're going to do is take a load of information from the unit. We won't set up the RFID card just yet, but we will allow for that to be done at a later point. Obviously this one is going to be absolutely used while we're away, getting things done, getting things done. So we follow all the instructions. We're now at number 10. We've talked up the front to a degree, and now what we need to do is pack this beautiful cover. It seems to have locating lugs on it, very similar to the old. There she is. There's the Zappi GLO installed on the wall. I've currently got you in a small holdall on the phone. It looks like it has been slowly creeping in. I'm just going to grab this out a minute, and there you go. You can see the Zappi GLO swapped for a Zappi 2.1 in around about 15 minutes. So apologies if the quality of the audio has got a bit terrible. I've had to swap over to the GoPro because we need to be using the handheld device. And as you can see, we have a beautiful Zappi GLO taking breaths. The wind has slightly picked up as well, so I do apologise. So we're going to go into the brand new app. The brand new app looked like this. This was updated yesterday, so this device is as up to date as it can be, and we're going to go to setup device. We're now going to pair with the Zappi GLO, and we're going to search via Bluetooth. It's searching and it's found a Zappi. We're going to go and have a look at our paperwork, make sure it all matches, and 4639 is at the end, and we are connecting to the device. It's now asking for a code. And the pin number I've kept away from you guys for the second, and we're going to pair, and now we have a successful connection set up. So let's go through this. So one thing to bear in mind is powering on the device will activate Bluetooth for 15 minutes. If none of the steps are completed in that time, you will need to restart the device. And I'm just going to start typing in all the information. I know all of this, so this should be quite straightforward in regards to the information I already know about myself. So we're going to use current location. Again, I'm not too worried about whether or not you guys see all of this. Allow while using the app. Actually pretty accurate. Ecosystem. Our terminology has changed, and as you can see there, control, secondary, gateway. Join an ecosystem. That is wrong. Let's create an ecosystem. We have solar panels and a battery. Let's save. We are GMT, BST, and device pin. So that device pin is very important. It is the installation device pin, and it should not be shared with the customers. I'm going to skip the RFID. And we're going to transfer to customer. Load management. Electricity supply, single phase, save. Internal load. And we don't need an internal load. Hardwired CTs. CT1 is generation and battery. CT2 grid. RVCT clamps are irrelevant. It's telling me that I can add photos. So limits, import limit. We can set it at 60 amps. Doesn't need to be any more. Export limit, not really relevant, but we will still continue to carry out all of this. And device limit, we're going to set that to 32. Now that's really interesting to see. So the limits are set. This bit could be interesting. So it's currently searching for available Wi-Fi networks. It's found our Wi-Fi network, and it's going to now ask me for a password. And I'm hoping I can come out and go into our settings. Go to Wi-Fi and copy and paste, and hopefully the old copy and paste has done its job. It's connected to Wi-Fi. Beautiful. So far so good in regards to the information. Other settings are earthing arrangement. It's a TT, TNS. We are a TNCS system here. MPAN we can do at a later date, and other settings. Add photographs. Don't allow. So we won't be adding photographs. Okay, and click install. Customer's email. That looks good, and it's now installing. Installation is complete. Hand over to customer, and there we have it. That's the one we want. That's the what you want to be seeing. You want to see the green glow, Installation commissioning, according to this video, has taken just over 6 minutes. Talking you through it, it's now asking me if I want to send a handover to me. So let's send handover. And we'll see what's currently happening on my other app shortly. Handover has been sent. So whilst that device is there on the wall, I'm going to grab the other device. And we'll see how easy it is for the customer. Okay, so let's come over here and have a look at this. So what we have is we want to configure an ecosystem. As you can appreciate, we remove the device. So we're going to select my current and click continue. Click continue. All of my details are correct, so continue. We are with Octopus and we are on the Intelligent Go V1, I believe. We save. We want to connect to a Zappi GLO and continue. And it's saying it should have sent us some emails. So let's have a little look at what's going on with emails. So let's grab my phone a second and we'll see exactly what's going on. It's downloading some messages. Welcome to your new device. Your new device is ready. And I have a registration code and I have a serial number. So the serial number is 300346339. The registration code, always the worst part of these installs. But the handy thing is this is all now emailed to the customer. So connect device, my home ecosystem, so I'm going to name it home. Click save. Your product should be flashing. Didn't flash, but I've got to complete. And there we go. One brand new ecosystem with a Zappi smart charging already set up. EV has been disconnected and it looks like we're good to go, and it is monitoring everything that is happening within our ecosystem. And just for reference, let's have a look to see what our solar system is saying. So yeah, everything is absolutely bang up to date. So device installed, commissioned, handed over to the customer. All we need to do now is physically test, commission and certify. So we'll be back doing that shortly.